This video covers the Gardena Valley area of the Dolomites. It feels pretty much like Austria. In fact, it was part of Austria up until World War I, and the dominant language is German. Mussolini added Italian place names after that, and as a result, almost everywhere has multiple names. There's preferred German, in many cases the Italian, and there's actually a third language, an ancient one called Ladin, that's a combination of Latin and Old Celtic tongues from the early German settlers. Resciesa is a mountain directly overlooking Ortisei. It can be reached by a funicular directly from the town of Ortisei.
This is scenery created by geology and manicured by cows.
This is in Ortisei, in the mountains on one side. It's Sassanunga over there in the distance, almost obscured by clouds. Again, Ortisei on the mountains above it. Sassanunga.
We're really getting a more distant view of the Alpe di Suisi here.
We decided not to eat here because the cowbells were just too loud, and there were some crying children too.
Still on this trail overlooking Ortisei.
With the cloud movement, your view can change within a few minutes.
Eating at a refugio. Still overlooking Ortisei. Ah, grazie.
Here are several other views of the same restaurant. It's really off the grid, using its own solar cells, providing milk and other products that they grow right there. The top of the cable car for the Seceda mountain is visible here. We drive to Rosengarten, going over the Sella Pass.
This is on the way to the Sella Pass, or the Passo di Sella in Italian.
These flat meadows uplifted to crazy angles are fairly common here.
This is at Passo di Sella.
From this view, you might think that the mountains are right behind the restaurant. However, if you stand at the restaurant, you can see that the mountains are not really quite that close. At the restaurant, they kept goats, and even the goats enjoyed the view.
Rosengarten is supposed to glow red at sunset or twilight, thanks to some story about ancient dwarves. But we didn't really have time to wait around. We wanted to get back before sunset. This is at the base, where the Paolina ski lift will take us up.
Paulina ski lift. So we're on the chairlift San Paulina on the way up. Okay, up here at the top of the San Paulini chairlift at the Rosengarten area. This is where the lift dropped us off. Still on the trail heading toward another hut here in the Rosengarten area. Standing in the middle of a brook looking down.
Just above here was a small waterfall.
There was plenty of good scenery along this path from the Paulina ski lift to the Rosengarten hut.
This is the view from the trail going up towards the eagle statue. That's still at Rosengarten. This is the view of the eagle that we're heading toward.
This is the eagle statue. Its perch is a lot more precarious than it might look at first glance.
Up on the other side of that eagle, that was Linda there.
The Alpe di Suisi is the largest alpine meadow in the Alps. It's accessible by a lift from downtown Ortisei.
Okay, we're at the Alpe di Suisi, right at the top of the lift that is right in St. Ulrich, Ortisei. Quite busy up here. So now we're down in the valley of the Alpe di Suisi. Or almost all the way down, not quite down. We're continuing our walk in the Alpe di Suisi. We came from way over there. Actually, that thing at the top of the hill there. So we're still heading back ultimately from that Williams hut. That's Linda way in the distance there. This is just a little valley along the way.
Is accessible by cable car from Ortisei.
Lift. Lots of bicyclists leaving from here. This would be Ortisei down there. We came up this direction.
On the right is Resciesa, where we were the first day.
So this is still in the area by the Fusel.
The snowline mountains are the Sella group. The Sella Pass is on the other side of that. And now we also see the Alpe di Suisi in the distance there.
We're up again near the furnace tramway. So everywhere you go, if you look in the distance, you'll see the little refugio, the huts where people can stop and eat or stay overnight in many cases.
Oh, no, he's getting back on.
People do ride bikes here, everywhere.
This is making room for her to get caught. Okay, stop.
I don't know if you can see them, but there's people bicycling over there along that one trail.
Here he comes.
And these are the people we were watching before. And people parasail up here.
Ortisei is a popular resort town in the Gardena Valley, which is centrally located for a lot of the Dolomites attractions. This is a view from the balcony of our hotel, and this is the hotel itself. The cable cars going up to the Alpe di Suisi are visible above the hotel to the right and come down just a few blocks from the hotel. This is the view from the hotel balcony looking more towards the south. Ortisei is in the Gardena Valley, so mountains loom over it in all directions. The Sassalungo mountain in this case, and Seceda from this spot near the parish church. Here's a full view of that parish church, which might be considered one of the centers of the town, next to the tourist center, in fact. The interior of the parish church is surprisingly ornate, from floor to ceiling. Even the sides of the pews were well decorated. There is a smaller church called the San Antonio Church. This is its interior. Hey, it's Europe. You're supposed to take pictures of churches. The real center of the town is this street for pedestrians only. From this viewpoint, you can see the Sella group of mountains in the background. As required by all keep towns, they do have horses going up and down the street. Here we're facing the mountains defining the Alpe di Suisi. To the left of center was the Grodnerhof Hotel, and on the far right lower corner is the cable car station. Murals on the sides of buildings are popular. Here are some other street scenes from Ortisei.
You can get your pizza and strudel here in 3 different languages.
This river runs almost in front of the hotel, which would be to the right as we look south here. And this is looking northward from this bridge right in front of the hotel. The upper end of the town has a cemetery that's rather unusual in several ways. First, it has mainly iron crosses. Second, it has a lot of fresh flowers. And third, it has a large number of sort of flat bowls to collect water, and people put in pine tree branches and flowers and so on. I'm surprised they don't have a mosquito problem.
There's a race that starts here every year, I guess. They go up about 1,000 meters, over 3,000 feet, starting here at the base of the village. They go up to the Seceda station at the very top, where we were yesterday. I said, they have to run it. We took the cable car. That spot they're running past there is actually an escalator that takes people up to a chairlift. So to give you a feel for where they're headed, I'll take you up. They're going to go over and behind that little hill there. They're ultimately headed for the tops over there. I think it's that one toward the left. They do claim that's the longest ski run in